August 1945. Japan was already collapsing. Cities burned every night beneath American bombers. Millions waited for the war to end. But nobody could imagine what was coming next. In just 3 days, one man would witness the destruction of 2 cities and somehow survive both atomic bombs. His name was Tsutomu Yamaguchi, was a 29-year-old engineer working for Mitsubishi Heavy Industries. In the summer of '45, he was sent to Hiroshima for a business trip. By then, the war had already transformed Japan into a nation of exhaustion. Food was scarce. Air raid sirens had become part of daily life. Entire cities had vanished beneath firebombs. Yet Hiroshima still stood largely untouched. Some believed the city had been spared because it held military importance. Others feared something worse was being prepared. On the morning of August 6th, Yamaguchi was preparing to leave the city. He walked through the streets toward the shipyard. The sky above Hiroshima was unusually clear. Then, he heard an aircraft overhead. He looked up. A single American B-29 bomber crossed the sky. Moments later, the world turned white. Survivors later described it as a second sun appearing above the city. The explosion produced temperatures hotter than the surface of the sun itself. Buildings dissolved. Shadows burned into stone. Human bodies vanished instantly. Yamaguchi was thrown violently into a ditch by the blast wave. His eardrums ruptured. The left side of his body was severely burned. But somehow, he was alive. Around him, Hiroshima had become hell. Fires spread in every direction. Smoke swallowed the sky. Thousands wandered through the ruins in silence, their skin hanging from their bodies. Black rain began falling from above. Rain mixed with ash, smoke, and radioactive debris. Nobody understood what had happened. They only knew the city was gone. Injured and barely able to move, Yamaguchi spent the night inside an air raid shelter. The next morning, he searched for a way out of Hiroshima. Trains had stopped. Roads were blocked with ruins and bodies. Yet somehow, parts of the railway system began operating again. Burned and bandaged, Yamaguchi boarded a train heading home. Home was Nagasaki, nearly 300 kilometers away. He arrived exhausted, injured, and traumatized, but alive. On August 9th, despite his injuries, he reported back to work. His co-workers struggled to believe his story. A single bomb destroying an entire city sounded impossible. Then the air raid sirens began again. At 11, another American bomber appeared above Nagasaki. This time, the bomb was called Fat Man. Yamaguchi was inside an office building when the second atomic bomb exploded. Again, there was a blinding flash. Again, windows shattered instantly. Again, an entire city disappeared beneath fire and smoke. And again, Tsutomu Yamaguchi survived. Few people in human history have ever witnessed destruction on such a scale. He witnessed it twice within 3 days. Japan surrendered less than a week later. World War II was over. But for the survivors of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the suffering continued for decades. Radiation sickness spread silently through thousands of lives. Many developed cancers. Others carried physical scars for the rest of their lives. Yamaguchi himself suffered long-term health problems caused by radiation exposure. Yet he continued living quietly in Nagasaki. For many years, he rarely spoke publicly about what he experienced, perhaps because some memories are too heavy to explain. In 2009, the Japanese government officially recognized Tsutomu Yamaguchi as a survivor of both atomic bombings, the only person ever formally acknowledged to have survived them both. He died the following year at the age of 93. But his story remains one of the most unbelievable survival stories in modern history. A man who walked through the end of two worlds and lived. Sometimes history feels impossible until you realize it really happened.